Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Email me directly for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a lovely 39mm rose gold Breguet Type 20 Transatlantique, reference 3820BR. This is a 39mm rose gold pilot's watch, and a lot to love. A wrist-friendly 45.4 millimeters from lug to lug, 39 millimeters in diameter, 14.4 millimeters thick, with a fairly broad for its size 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. So while the watch definitely has a vintage air about it, that broad lug spacing gives it a contemporary appearance. Now, I mentioned that lug to lug, this watch being only about 45.4 millimeters across the wrist, this will work on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters in circumference. So this is truly a men's sports complication that I can consider to be unisex. It's not super thick, though it's also not thin. Jacket cuffs should be fine, and I think most shirt sleeves will cope fairly well with it. Here's your over-the-top shot. Let's take a look at the hardware and the software. This watch is on a brand new, high-quality, handmade aftermarket strap. As you can see, it has a semi-gloss finish, brown alligator leather, a contrasting stitch, a slightly ecru or off-white to give it a little bit of a vintage vibe. There is some bolstering to give it thickness and volume close to the lugs, and then there's a sheer cut side showing you the layers of leather that are used. You can see that we have on the underside a conventional calf skin, and it is a thick piece of leather, so you're getting a high-quality piece of gear right there. Now, the clasp is single fold rose gold and designed to match the watch. It's some protection against accidentally dropping your watch while donning or removing at bedside. Teardrop profile lugs, thin, tapered, handsome, and polished. We have a polished case with a coining along its flank, and you can see that we have actually a screw-down crown and two pump-style chronograph pushers. The case and the bezel all in high polish, the bezel with a sharp knurling outboard so you can more easily get in purchase, and when you gain purchase, turn it in either direction. It is an aviator-style bezel, not a dive-style bezel, but you can still line it up with the syringe-style minute hand and easily start a 0 to 60-minute count-up time, even as the chronograph, which features a 30-minute register, is timing a separate interval. Now, the dial here is a lovely black with slightly sunken sub-registers, rose gold indices, rose gold hands, date that does not replace an index down at 6 o'clock, and then there's a sort of dark rose, dark gilt printing for the Breguet nameplate as well as the calibrations of the registers themselves. We have applique indices outboard of transferred, vertically arrayed Arabic numerals, and then of course the watch is a flyback chronograph, so reset and restart with one push of the trigger down at 4 o'clock, and this is common with all of the Type 20s, built back to the original 1954 French military Type 20 contract. Several companies built Type 20s, but Breguet was the longest lasting producer and the one that is most closely associated with the series. Now you can see the case back advertising an impressive 100 meters. That's not common on pilots' watches, which tend to be 30 to 60 meters. This is a watch you can take swimming on the correct strap. Underneath the case back, based on the historic and famous Lamagna 1350 automatic chronograph movement, we have a Breguet caliber that they call 582Q, Q for quantième or calendar. It is based on the Lamagna 1350 with the flyback capability, automatic winding, a 48-hour power reserve, 24 pivot joules, and a 4 hertz beat rate, or 28,800 vibrations per hour. It is a cam-actuated lateral clutch chronograph that is superbly tuned by Breguet, such that you get all of the shock-resistant advantages of a cam system. But this one is so crisp, it could actually pass for a column wheel, and I guess that's just the magic of Breguet. It should also be mentioned that Lamagna and Breguet are now one company within Swatch Group, and Lamagna has become manufacturer Breguet, so this Lamagna-based movement in a Breguet is effectively an in-house caliber as of today. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we're back with the Breguet Type 20. You can see that the chronograph minutes as well as seconds are fully loomed.